Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. Would it look like a passionate conversation, right? But it was a fan video with no audio, so we don't know what happened. You know, lip readers were saying it's probably about LeBron's son, but this is Stephen A. Smith explaining the LeBron confrontation. Yes.
LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have seen him and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside. And he walked right up to me and he said what he had to say. And apparently he feels like I was slighting his son.
In another clip, he does say that it was vulgar, so he couldn't even repeat it. So it's basically what we thought it was.
Yeah, I think, the internet, the lip readers got it right. I question... I haven't heard what Stephen A's had to say about Bronny James, but if it's what some have been saying, which is like, nepotism and LeBron James has put his son in an awkward position and, these kind of things, I think that's fair game, man. Now, if it's been more than that, right? Like it's been more having to do with like their relationship or, anything that's outside of basketball, I feel that. But if you're LeBron James and your son has been given an opportunity that a lot of people want, it's going to be critiqued. I don't see, he's a professional basketball player now.
Yeah.
He's not a child anymore. Right. But I do understand how, as parents, cape for their kids. Like, it happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's super normal. But I don't know to the extent of what Stephen A's had to say publicly.
I think also what happens is historically Stephen A and LeBron haven't really ever gone along just because of the way Stephen A's been critical of LeBron. So LeBron's probably like, from what I took of it, he's more like saying like, leave him out of the situation between you and I. Like,
right.
Because they have their own situation. Him and LeBron have their own situation
That's
already.
That's a great point.
So maybe he's just like, hey, you know what you have with me is with me.
Yeah,
Leave my son out of it. So you can look at it like that, too.
I saw a clip of LeBron talking to Richard Jefferson, and the mics were kind of picking up. And this was like, I think, just yesterday or the day before, after the Stephen A. incident.
Right.
And where LeBron was kind of explaining to Richard Jefferson, what the convo was and how he kind of felt about it. And it kind of alludes to what you're saying, Kaz. Where he was just like, why you picking on my son?
Right.
The problem with that is it's
it's tough because he's in the NBA. He's in
the NBA, and you've leveraged your power to give your son an opportunity. Which, by the way, for the record, I love.
Right.
I have no problem with it.
Right.
But your son is going to be graded based on A, being your son. So that's tough shoes to fill. And B, getting an opportunity that some believe he didn't deserve. So he's going to have a hard way to prove himself. That's what happens. When you get something that people feel you didn't work for, it was given to you, they're hypercritical.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
That's just, you cannot like it if you want, but that ain't going to change the way it goes.
And it's big news. This is top headlines in the NBA at that time.
Bro, you're LeBron James' oldest son.
Right.
And y'all playing on the same team. And your dad made it happen. Once again, I love it.
Everybody's going to talk about it.
But it's going to be hard and critiqued.
At your Flashing Lights report.